I'm Bobby Flay. Each week, one great chef will try to take you down in my house.
Alexa. Alexa. Hey Siri. Siri. Chef of the future?
Hi, George Gianaris. How can I help you today?
What's a hot dish in the future?
Squid and scrambled eggs.
Really?
Yes, squid is an intergalactic life form that is high in protein and essential minerals. Eggs have the perfect balance of fat and amino acids.
Yeah, I'm looking for something a little tamer, something more 21st century-ish.
Stuffed squid.
Tamer.
Stuffed baked vegetables.
Yemista.
Yes, Yemista, a very authentic Greek dish. Baked in the oven, can be made with tomatoes, peppers, squash, onions, or any vegetable that can be filled with a carbohydrate or protein stuffing, or both.
How about cooking it on the barbecue?
This has been attempted and is a successful dish.
What about my YouTube channel in the future? Is it successful?
No.
Really? That's kind of harsh.
Oh, you're great. You're going to be an international culinary success. People will flock to you like Gandhi, desperate for your culinary wisdom.
Pretty soon it's gonna be that fantastic time of the year where we get fresh, local, organic tomatoes, beautiful, gorgeous red and green bell peppers, stunning yellow squash, and hey, if you're lucky, sometimes you even get onions. What we do as Greeks is we stuff them. It's called Yemista. And today, I'm gonna stuff these vegetables. I'm gonna put them on the barbecue. Heck, you know what? I'm gonna even smoke mine. If you happen to get some beautiful onions like these, you can try to stuff them. But you're gonna need some onions for the mix either way. You wanna create like a little top, kind of like that. You wanna just take the bare bottom off, like that, so it can sit in the pan when you're roasting. I'm gonna use the inside, score it like a grid. Try not to cut the outside. I'm gonna scoop that into our bowl here, just with a teaspoon. Again, try not to break that outside skin. Now our pepper, I'm gonna cut the top off. Gently remove the seeds. Like that. We want to save the inside of these tomatoes, so we're gonna take a knife and just score a few lines down the center. Try not to, definitely don't go out the side. Just make like a tic-tac-toe box, kind of coarsely. Then we're gonna take our spoon and come around the edge like this, leaving the outside meaty flesh intact. We wanna save all of this, the juice, the meat, everything. Now on to the squash. We wanna just create a flat spot on the bottom so that it can rest. And then we're gonna take our knife and we're gonna slice the top off to create a lid, like this. And then we're gonna scoop out our zucchini right into the tomatoes. It's all gonna get mixed in together. This is 3 pounds total. 1.5 of these, we need 2 pounds of ground beef to fill up that entire tray of vegetables. We're gonna saute our onions up with a little bit of avocado oil, and then we're gonna saute up our ground beef. Once it's sauteed up nicely and brown just like this, you want to drain off some of the juice. Now we're going to take all the inside of the vegetables that we scooped out earlier and we're going to pulse them up and give them a little puree. To the sauteed ground beef, we're going to add our onions, then we're going to add the pureed juices. We're gonna let that come to a boil. We want it to be kind of saucy because to that, we're gonna add a cup of quinoa. Now, before we add our quinoa to this, we wanna taste it for salt and pepper because those are the only 2 spices we're adding to this. We have 2 pounds of ground beef, approximately 2 onions, 1 big, 1 small, the insides of a tray full of vegetables, which is tomatoes and squash, and the extra onion. We're gonna add some salt to this. To this, I'm gonna guesstimate and tell you that you're gonna need at least 2 teaspoons of salt. You don't mind going a little heavier on the salt. The reason why is because a lot of that salt is going to be absorbed by the vegetables while it's baking off on the barbecue. That salt is perfect right now for this. I'm just gonna go a little bit heavier. So to this, I said that we're gonna add 2 teaspoons. I would say we're gonna add 3.5 teaspoons to this. It's just a touch on the salty side, and that's exactly what you want. Now we're gonna add a cup of organic quinoa to this. Stir it in, and we're gonna cover it. Drop the flame just a little bit. You want it to be kind of like a medium flame, and keep an eye on that quinoa. When it starts to swell, it's done. You want the rest of the cooking to happen inside of the vegetables. Now, we're about 7 minutes into this, and the quinoa has started to swell. To this, we're gonna add about a teaspoon of black pepper. Stir it in there a little bit, and now I can start seeing that the skin is starting to slowly come away from the quinoa. So I'm gonna turn my flame off. Then, I'm gonna add to this 3 tablespoons of garlic that I minced, and a half cup of parsley. Mix that in. This needs some fresh olive oil. I would say about 3 tablespoons. The meat from Costco, the organic meat that they sell at Costco, is quite lean, so we need to add that olive oil to it. Okay, let's fill these up. Stirring continuously, making sure that the liquid is dispersed evenly amongst the mix. Sometimes you're gonna have to rob from Peter to pay Paul or whatever. We're gonna drizzle olive oil all over our vegetables like this. We're gonna add about 1/8 of an inch of water to the bottom of the pan. We're gonna put this on our smoker, your barbecue, your oven, whatever you want, 350 degrees. We're gonna put a probe in it. And when the internal temperature of this tomato reaches 150 degrees to 160 degrees, the tomatoes look nice and browned on the outside, the peppers are all softened, and it's got a nice sear on it, it's done. I really don't know of any other dish that could really be considered totally Greek. Yemista. Yemista means stuffed in Greek. And these are just unbelievably delicious any time of the year, but they're never any better unless you get the vegetables like fresh out of a garden or from an organic farm producer. Absolutely the best. Give that a try. Don't be intimidated by it. Very simple dish. Whether you cook it in the oven, whether you cook it on your barbecue, or like me, whether you cook it in the smoker, it's just an excellent accompaniment to any summer meal or any year-round meal you'll ever have. Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. It means everything. Again, it's free. Just lets you know that I'm going to release a video usually once a week on Saturday. Thank you so much.